You literally cannot make this stuff up. It sounds like they are trying to block or have officially blocked Trump's tariffs. Remember when Trump came out with that big list of all these tariffs that he was going to be implementing on all these different countries? He called them reciprocal tariffs. He called the day Liberation Day or Liberation tariffs. All of those have now supposedly been blocked. And to my understanding, now they're going to get refunded. That's the part that I really don't understand. It's still a developing story. And as I learn more, I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date. But this is what I understand so far. The U.S. federal courts has blocked President Trump's sweeping tariffs in a major blow to a key part of his economic policy. So the Court of International Trade ruled that an emergency law invoked by the White House does not give the president unilateral authority to impose tariffs on nearly every country. The thing that, again, I was like, okay, well, what exactly are they talking about? And then when I began to do a little bit more digging, it was the Liberation Day tariffs that they're talking about. The court also blocked a separate set of levies that the Trump administration imposed on China, Mexico, and Canada since returning to the White House. I mean, it sounds like all of it has now been blocked in response to what is to be said the unacceptable flow of drugs and illegal immigrants into the U.S. It is not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency. The White House Deputy Press Secretary Kush Desai said in a statement. So I'm pretty sure that is Trump's team. Within minutes of the ruling, the Trump administration lodged an appeal. So they plan to appeal this, as of course they're not just going to accept this ruling, but we'll see what even happens. It sounds like this is a huge blow, but the markets are responding somewhat in a pretty positive way. They're not selling off. They're still pushing up. I'm not too sure if they're pushing up because NVIDIA exceeded earnings and NVIDIA was driving the market up, but even when this news came out, it's definitely not driving the market down. The only thing that I also want to make sure that you're aware is the bond yields are also pushing up even higher. They don't care. They don't care about the uncertainty or the certainty of no more tariffs. They don't care anymore. Bond yields are still pushing up. And remember, that is a big concern for the United States because they need to refinance their debt. But we'll talk about that at another time. So President Trump pledged to put America first, and the administration is committed to using every lever of executive power to address this crisis and restore American greatness, he added. The lawsuit filed by the nonpartisan Liberty Justice Center on behalf of 5 small businesses that import goods to this country targeted by the duties was the first major legal battle to Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs. These were the tariffs that we were talking about. The Attorney General of New York, one of 12 states involved in this lawsuit, welcomed the decision. And this is where things got interesting. The law is clear. No president has the power to single-handedly raise taxes whenever they like. This was said by Letitia James. That name sounded familiar to me. So then I looked it up. And this is the woman that Trump has been beefing with since before he got reelected to then after. And New York Attorney General Letitia James becomes latest target of Trump's revenge tour. So supposedly she's being criminally investigated for concerns about committing fraud by lying on loan and bank documents to obtain better mortgage rates, raises alarm. So again, I guess supposedly she's being investigated. She was trying to go into getting reelected or something like that for attorney general, and it's not looking too good. But if you don't remember her, Letitia James was the one who won the $450 million judgment by suing Trump and his family over the allegations of family business practices that she for years has been among several Democratic state attorney generals who consistently challenged Trump policies. So you guys remember that big lawsuit that was over $400 million that Trump had to pay? I believe it was her and her party that led that investigation and that lawsuit. So to my understanding as of right now, these liberation tariffs have been paused. I don't know if they're going to be refunded. I read an article where they said they do plan to refund all these tariffs and taxes because they were charged, you know, unlawfully, according to what it is that they're saying. I just don't understand how it takes 4 months for this to all get cleared up. Like, does he have the power to do it or does he not? How is it that he did this for 4 months and then now, as markets have recovered, now we're coming in and saying, no, you had no authority to do that? Why did it take 4 months to even be brought to light? That's the part that I do not understand with all of this. So as of right now, to my understanding, Trump cannot release any more random tariffs according to this ruling. So he does plan to appeal it or has appealed it already. If he ends up winning that appeal and as it goes to the Supreme Court, maybe they can decide and maybe side with Trump. And then that can kind of put us back in the same position that we were just a few hours ago. But as of right now, this is a big hit to the Trump administration and a big hit to his kind of campaign, right? That was a really big focus for his campaign of this whole trade war. Now it kind of looks like the country is going against him when it comes down to this ruling. And I'm not too sure how it's going to look with all these other countries that we were beefing with: China, the European Union, Canada, Mexico. What now, right? That's the part that I don't understand when it comes down to all of this. How do they allow this to happen for 4 months before stepping in and saying, no, you don't have authority to do this? But again, as of right now, markets are reacting just fine. I'll make sure that I do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Just wanted to make sure that you guys were all aware of, what it looks like we're going into tomorrow once the market opens. So I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. I just bit my tongue there. Hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. If you want to tune on in, it's going to be the second link in the description down below. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.